All right, let's get started. I'm going to be doing a commentary of the Ornn deck building, except we'll actually show some gameplay footage instead, as stated in that deck building video. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it in the description. Super long, but it kind of goes into some basic concepts with Riftbound deck building. And after that, I went ahead and just queued up some matches. Really just one match, maybe two. I thought this was the most interesting. This is the best 2 out of 3 against Jax, so another set 2 equipment-based legend. So this is a really interesting one, and I had a lot of fun with my opponent. My opponent was great in terms of skill and being a good sport and just fun matches. And it is live, or not live, it's commentary that's live. Unfortunately, whenever you hover in this video, the bottom text may be covered. Let me know what you guys think, if that's hard to look at or not. First thing we're going to go over is game 1. I believe I won the dice roll. And here I'm thinking about the mulligan. I like this hand a lot. And it's been a while since I keep it. It's been a while since I've seen this gameplay footage, since I'm just getting started on actually recording it and commentating over it. Draw, play Clockwork Keeper. I'm not going to recycle for the draw one. Jax goes ahead and plays a 2-drop that when they move, they can look at the top. If it's an equipment, they can draw it. Sorry, I should have stated that the battlefields we're playing with are over to the left. It's a new battlefield. I don't know the name off the top of my head. We went over it in a deck building video, but it's players cannot score there until their 3rd turn. So it's kind of a slower paced location, or battlefield, sorry. And Jax picked a, you can spend the buff to draw one. So here I go with Clockwork Keeper over to the opponent's battlefield, and then I'll play an Atlas. And then I'll tap Ornn to equip that Atlas to Clockwork Keeper to kind of pressure them to interact with me here. I have 1 up, which could have been an on guard, right? I'm bluffing. And now my opponent is thinking, because they can't go to my battlefield to get that free point. They go ahead, they buff it up with Discipline. It goes to 4. Then they tap 3 more, I believe, and equip a Sterax, deramping 2, going up to a total of 7. I'll go ahead. I'll die there. He can take the point. He deramps a good bit. We're up on runes. I'm liking that a lot. And when they move, trigger, get their point. Draw 1. On my 2nd turn here, I'm thinking here Guardian Angel into the drop order. 2, 3, 4. And then equip to 6 here. And it's 6 on 5. Yep. Drop order comes in ready because I have 2 gear. I think this card is great to keep up with board presence and tempo that Ornn kind of lacks with. They play a Jax, and then I think he activates Weapon Master. He does not activate Weapon Master. He just passes. So he takes a slow turn, develops his Jax and equipment. Since I hold, I'll get 2 of these gear gold tokens ready. And I'm thinking here if I should bring out Ornn, because bringing out Ornn here gives him +4. Just because I have 4 gear in my base. And I think that's what I do here. I tap 6 here, right, to pay for the Ornn. And then I equip Guardian Angel for free. No recycle. No need to tap Ornn because he has Weapon Master. So right now he's sitting at 9. And I charm. Bring the Jax over here. Yep. Jax dies. And I just drop board back. So I can get ready to conquer somewhere else, I think. Or maybe I go for the hold. I do go for the hold, and it's because I'm valuing those gold tokens. I don't know if that was correct, looking at this. He brings in the Philios, which whenever he gets equipment attached to him, he can choose to do a bunch of stuff. Really neat combo that my opponent was playing. He equips the Sterax due to his Shack's ability. It goes to 7. And then he picks on Aphelios after getting equipped to ready 2 runes, I believe. And he plays Sea Monkey for, I think, 3, which means it comes for a buff. He recycles a orange rune to equip to Aphelios, and then Aphelios then channels a rune as one of its options for being equipped. So there, I should be scoring here. I just got super excited to play Ornn's signature, one of his signature cards. Bring 2 of these guys. My Ornn goes up to 11 now. And oh, that's why I went for the holding, because I had this in hand. So I wanted to go aggressive on the holding. Tap Ornn, tap a gold gear, or kill it. And I'm gonna tap one of my runes instead of tapping a gold gear, just because I want that might bonus on Ornn. And Ornn will get... Right here, I reset everything. I'm like, alright, let me do the math from scratch. Right, Ornn gets +1 for each gear I own. And then he's going to get plus to whatever gear he has equipped. So, right, he should be at 12. And that signature gear gives units at that location ganking. So my drop border can run on over to the left. Get that point. I'm at 5 runes. Rocket Barrage here can do something pretty neat, but I just developed Poro, and I think I should have Rocket Barraged in equipment. And then I did my math wrong. I was like, wait, I should actually be at 13. Okay, he brings Sea Monkey in. He equipped, so it's 6/6 right now, and I'm thinking, yeah, I'll just discipline this. Make him play something. I'll get a draw. And he lets the Sea Monkey die on full runes, which was an interesting play for my opponent. Maybe he values the equipping to Aphelios and maybe bringing in the Ornn. Plays another Aphelios. He equips his already taller Aphelios, and then after the equip, he gets to pick an option. Channel, a rune, ready 2 runes, or buff himself, and he chooses to buff himself. So that Aphelios is sitting at 9. Oh, buff a friendly unit, so you could buff something else. And he really wants to take out this drop border, so my Ornn doesn't snowball from holding due to the gold gear being put in base. And then he taps 2, plays Lonely Pour, kind of a brick of a hand for my opponent, unfortunately. Let's go to 6 here. Ornn has ganking. All units at his location do, including himself. Go over here, 13 and 9. If he on guards, it goes to 11. Pass it over to him. Does he want to do something? I go to 7 here. And I think I just sniped the Aphelios with Rocket Barrage here. Move the Poro in just because if it dies, I'll draw 1 for an out. Yeah, I'll play... Oh, I actually paid the repeat cost here. I paid 8 to target Aphelios and target Sterax. So it's pretty much the spell being used twice. And I now kill 2 gear. Next turn I'll be at 12 runes, if somehow he can take care of me here. I'll equip Poro to 4, pressuring this Poro to have to commit several equipment to take out my Poro or use spells. But then if he takes care of that Poro, well, you have to take care of Ornn as well. Yeah, it's pretty much GG's here in game 1. Pretty convincing game in terms of like the lines we played, and our starting hand was great. He's floating one. And he's definitely trying something, which I wouldn't be surprised if he got big enough to kill the Ornn. I am holding up Discipline. So really Ornn is at 13, but yep, he goes to 8. With Punch First. Not Punch Fist, Punch First. And I think he's just thinking he's floating 2 due to equipping cost, and yep. I'll draw 1. He'll spend the buff to draw 1. Well, he gains it from more Mogs, and then after he gains it, the When I Conquer triggers depend on you as the Conqueror to stack it how you want to. So he spends that buff. Yep, he's floating. That's why he tapped 3, because he was floating. Equip the Aphelios. Super combo heavy deck when you're running the Aphelios package in Jax. He readies 2 runes, and he has nothing. I hold 8, and then I say GG's, and we'll go to game 2. Alright, we're going to game 2. And here we can get into sideboarding between both players, which you'll see how that influences game 2. I'm thinking in my head, what do we... I don't really care to draw 2 as much now that I look at it. I add another charm just so I can get rid of his Aphelioses more. And then... Sorry, I should pause because I go a little quick here. I take out a Thousand-Tailed Watcher, I think. No. Do I? Yep. Just because his deck is a little faster than mine, it can get a little scary. So I took out 1, which I'm not sure if that was the right move. And instead I added a Singularity, just for the sniping at base, because I noticed that he would develop in base and then equip his unit. And sometimes if I can snipe a unit at 6 and he's paid a good bit to equip to it, recycle runes to equip to it, etc., I think the Singularity value is pretty high. So let's go ahead and pick... I believe we're going to pick Orange Forge. Or maybe not, because, yeah, we don't pick Orange Forge, which is the... If you control your equipment, costs 1 less rune, just because that is extremely beneficial for him, and he's going first. So I picked pretty much a blank battlefield, the anti-meta card battlefield for Annie's and the movement decks, pretty much any chaos deck. So that's pretty much why I didn't equip that. Or sorry, pick that battlefield. That'll be a game 3, but then if game 3 happens, we'll go first. Cool. He passes. This is a okay turn. I mean, we'll trade battlefield for battlefield likely. Wow, did I not draw 1? Okay, I draw 1. Phew. Yep. Plays a equipment, and he wants to get that equipment onto his units, conquer, and then when he conquers the temple, or when he moves, he gets to look at the top. And I need to pause at the temple to see what it actually does. So temple here says that when you conquer here, you may ready your friendly gear. If it's an equipment, you can detach it. This helps a good bit with Jax because he likes to bounce equipment around to his units. So I think that this is a great choice for him. I think it's okay for me, but better for him. He passes to me after he develops the monkey. I go ahead and play Yordle to the lair for my point. And I don't want to deramp anything here. But I think this was a really bad play in general. Extremely bad because he's going to bounce equipment to the monkey, kill my Yordle. When I move triggers here, she's moving. He's looking for some more equipment. Next turn is okay because we have Singularity. Yeah, he bounces the equipment over. The monkey now is at 3, and then when he conquers, he'll get a buff on the monkey, putting it at 4. So he's spreading those buffs around with the Warmogs. For sure, getting good value there. So he's up on points. His units are threatening. And I'm at 7 runes here. And I actually forgot. I think I'm just pausing and thinking, what can I actually do here to really eliminate this like crazy tempo that my opponent has developed? And he's on 3 runes. I don't think this, disciplining here is not right. Okay, good. Future me is saying it's not right. Past me is saying it's not right. Guardian Angel is interesting. Don't think it was correct. I'm pretty sure I did my math wrong. Yep, she goes to 5. I'm afraid of the point lead here. But I want to draw, so I'm okay with disciplining here. If he disciplines to 6, I discipline to 7. And he lets that go through. So I'll get my point. I think it was just a Singularity angle. He had a lot of units. Even if he disciplines the monkey, he goes to 6. And then even then, yeah, I'm just looking for a draw here. Recycle 1, draw another Singularity. Here, opponent taps 4, plays Aphelios, standard. Probably he's going to use Jax to equip. Yeah. Nope, recycles 1 to equip to the readied unit. He just wants to get that buff value. Yep. When I move triggers here, he ends up revealing a Sterax, so he will draw the Sterax, gets his point, gets the buff, and he will activate the Conquer effect there, move the Warmogs over to base, which now he can combo with Jax, which is just attaching anything to a unit. Sorry, attaching a detached equipment to a unit. I believe that cost is 1 rune when he does that. Jax allows that to happen. He goes for a holding play. Or, no, he goes for when I move and a holding play. When I move triggers, he whiffs. We're both thinking. He taps 1, taps Jax. Yep, that 1 rune is the payment to equip anything to a unit. So you, as long as the equipment's detached, he equips to Aphelios. Aphelios then triggers an option, which the option he selected was to ramp 1. Channel 1 exhausted. I go to 3 here. Can't move her back to base because of my lair, which is kind of fine. I mean, it has to be Singularity, right? Singularity into Discipline feels okay. Why did I do that? Why did I not? Oh, right, because I don't want him to discipline Aphelios to practically let this whiff. This is why I went with this line. Right, he's got 3 up. If you're playing calm, you have to just play around it. I mean, realistically, Discipline is just such a good card. Every calm deck should be running it. And right here, I'm not getting... Yeah, I activate the Conquer effect to detach. I don't mind if she dies, because I'm thinking next turn I might develop Ornn and then just equip. I don't want to consume the Guardian Angel if he goes and kills it. Yep, that is A-okay. Gets the point. He detaches after. Taps probably for Jax here. He probably develops his Jax. Yep. And then he pays Jax. He should tap 1. I don't think he tapped one. Okay, he's holding up a lot here. I get a point. I mean, my drop order has gotten immense value there. Is this a singularity angle? Probably not, because once again, disciplines on one. Could he discipline twice? Sure. But with Jax, he gives all his equipment quick draw from his hand, so he can just buff up and break that 6. So singularity is just not the move here. I'm keeping Rocket Barrage to remove equipment that is more impactful, like a Sterax, because I know he has Sterax, and I'm kind of playing around that. Developing Ornn here feels terrible, realistically. He comes in with such little might, yeah, and I'm like, no, that's just a dumb play. I think it's Watcher. It should have been Watcher. Heck, Watcher, and then equip Guardian Angel on Watcher after Watcher dies. Yeah, I'm just letting my opponent know, like, dude, my fault. As you can tell, I don't really play a lot of the late game / mid range decks. Yep. Go ahead, Ornn. Open Master. He goes to 6, +1 for each friendly gear, and then +1 from Guardian Angel. And we're just holding. We are just trying to hold. We have 2 up for Discipline. He's got a lot of cards in hand. Yep, he uses Jax to just move an equipment over to his champion Jax. So that Jax is at 6. He is floating 1 to punch first, bring his Jax to 11. 11 with... He taps 3. Think he does another punch first? No. Oh, brutal. Taps 3, pays 2 orange runes to play Auction. And what Auction does is right here, pretty much if you pay him and pay that additional body rune cost, which is 2 body runes you need to recycle, he steals an equipment, just straight up robs you, steals from you. And that's what he does here. He takes out the Guardian Angel, dropping my Ornn Might by 2. And this is terrible for me. You know, I forgot my Ornn Might was -2 after the GA steal, the Guardian Angel steal. So it would be 10 to 11 even after Discipline, which is a terrible play. And I'm like, wait, how is that 10v11? And then I forgot, oh, I'm an idiot. He took my GA. I will not do that. Playtesting. And I just die here. And the game here's... No, there's not trading. Or, yeah, sorry. Yep, I'm like, I'll trade here. Just kidding, I'll die. I'll just straight up die. And this is just bad. And I'm letting him know, hey, I'm taking back that Discipline if that's cool with you. You got that. I mean, I think it's just game, realistically. Yeah, Watcher. Bring it over to the Jax, because that Jax value is crazy. 6 by 4. Jax is at 4. I'm at 7. You could argue I should have went for Aphelios. And then he goes through with Jax's signature here. Choose a unit. Next time that unit would be dealt damage this turn, prevent it, draw 1. So it pretty much just like bounces me back, right? I can't do any damage to it. I don't have any hard removal spells. And even if I singularity, it, you know, that's in hand if I singularity, so he can save 1 unit. And then I'm like, yeah, nothing I can do here. I could charm 1, I think. Yeah. Charm 1, and the next turn he just conquers. He holds, conquers 1. Yep, we're gonna go into game 3. So I know he's gonna put in Akshan, and I don't really know what to put in against them. I'm gonna probably keep Watcher, maybe not. I think Charm. I think I just keep my game 1 list. Ooh, I drop a Guardian Angel and add a 2-drop, another 2-drop, Stalwart Poro, just for some early board presence. Because I really want to get this. This is what I added in my sideboarding process here. I added a Not So Fast. This allows me to counter that Akshan ability or any targeting spell that targets a friendly unit, my friendly unit or gear. So if he's targeting one of my units or gear, that pretty much denies it. Add that in. I think I took out the 5 for that. And then I'm just saying, hey, good job, opponent. Wipe the floor with me there. But kudos to my opponent for like his combos and sideboard option. So here we have Orange Forge, which we're going first. So feels good if I get my unit there. So here, definitely hard mulliganing for a turn 1 play. We didn't hit one. Happens. That's okay. And not really, because this game, if you don't have a turn 1 play, just card game in general, it is rough. And we draw into one. So, got a little lucky there. Unfortunately, no Green Rune to play our seal for free. He plays a Bone Shiver. I'll move Clockwork here. I'm thinking, what should I develop here? Well, I can't develop my gear. Yep, tap Ornn. Can't develop my 4-cost gear, even though it would be 3, just because his Akshan can come down and take it. And right now I have a Not So Fast, so I can reject his Akshan when it comes down. If it does. Let's see. He equips the Aphelios, and then with that, Aphelios will ready 2 runes after getting equipped, and he'll play a 2-drop. Pretty standard. Get a point for holding. Yep, just move Pora and get a point. Pora is probably going to die next turn. Tap gear, do that. Yep, and we'll play this. And move it back. So paid the 2 with Ornn and the seal so I could play my equipment, and it only cost 3 because I was owning the Orange Forge battlefield. Aphelios is scary here. Not only that, but my drop order next turn is going to be readied. So there's some value there because I have 2 equipment down. He plays a Warmogs. Sounds good. He attaches Warmogs to the 2-drop when I move triggers, so they should. They saw Defy, they're putting it back because it's out of gear. She will get a buff from the Conqueror. And now, what's scary is that his equipment that he plays will be 1 less. Don't know if he got a buff. He should get a buff. Okay, he just plays Sea Monkey. And he's going to move buff over to Aphelios to trigger Aphelios combo. Yep, he does get his buff. Trigger Aphelios combo to ready 2 runes. Yep, come take out the Poro. Get my draw. It's another Poro. When I Conquer activates there, which his Bone Shiver says when I Conquer exhaust 1, or channel 1 rune exhausted. So that's a pretty scary Aphelios on 4 runes up. Like, that is no joke. Does he tap out? I don't think so. Cool. I'm at 8 runes here, and my brain is like, what are we doing here? Drop border, flies in, gets a point over to the left side. at Ornn's Forge. Tap 1 to equip my drop order, which she will go to 6. We'll let that Aphelios stay up just because of 4 runes. And we're saying, hey, if you want to commit resources on this 2-drop, feel free. They do. They commit 2 for a Sterak's. So this Sterak's will put her at +3, which is fine here for me because I'm just going to discipline. And then he's like, yep, let that go through. And then I will pass. I wanted to develop Poro here. No, that wasn't the right play. Keeping Clockwork Keeper in the back, I think, is better. I mean, it makes him have to commit. But he can just detach so many pieces of equipment, and then attach it with Jax. That bringing Clockwork there was just a bit silly. But yeah, I keep 2 up here. Just because there's not a lot of value with only Poro being played. Not only that, but as we selected in our sideboard, we put in Not So Fast, and here it works out for us. He can't steal our legendary gear, and if he did, it's probably game over. So Not So Fast was being held up there, and we were slow on the development of our signature gear because we need mana for Not So Fast. Akshan is still a great card because he's a 4 body for 4, and he has Weapon Master, so here he can just attach one of his own equipment. He attaches the Bone Shiver. Monkey will go up to 5, and he will detach recycle a Calm Rune to go to 8 here. Once again, no point in me playing Clockwork Keeper there for a greedy hold point. He has deramped a good bit, though. And his Aphelios is a little bit more exposed. Yep. Cool. Is he going for a trade here? Oh, he does trade. That's right. He goes for the trade here, and then he can get equip value, making his Aphelios even bigger if he wants to. Which I wonder if he does. Taps 1, recycles a body rune to equip Bone Shiver. Bone Shiver does say you need to tap 1 to equip as well. And then Aphelios pretty much makes it free on the power cost because he just chooses to channel 1 rune exhausted. Yeah, this one was a rough one. Another Lonely Poro was a really bad draw for us. And I don't really have draw outs. And like, you develop 2 Lonely Poros and you walk them in for a suicide mission, to draw 1 feels terrible. You need to heal after a showdown. Yeah, I was just stuck here, because like, well played for my opponent, but accelerating anything just means they just die next turn. I think I do it anyways. This should have been a development turn, where we play like a Poro and an Ornn to base, instead of just getting a point here. But also in my head, he's so low on runes that we should be able to win the late game. He takes over, channels a rune exhausted because of Bone Shiver. Goes up to 4. Uses Jax to kind of flip-flop equipment around, and he will attach that to Akshan. Come here, get his rune, channel it, exhaust it, and just like that, he's back to being on par with runes with me. Just to the Bone Shiver value here. Taps 2. Plays the Moving Girl when I move. And he just goes extremely wide here. No cards in hand. He attaches on Aphelios. And then he's now deciding which option to pick after the attach. And he's just going all runes. He thinks he can hold 1 here. And then on 6, just develop more, and then probably swing. Here I pay 4 to destroy an equipment. I should have... See, Sterax is +3, Bone Shiver is +2. Bone Shiver has the exhausting a rune benefit after you conquer, but I think I'm just afraid of pure might. Kill that, and then we'll bring out this fella exhausted, or sorry, accelerated. Pay 6 and a calm, or I mean a mind. And then he gets double might bonuses when he has equipment attached to him, which isn't a lot because he only has 1, but +4 is okay here. Go here for a point. Once again, my smooth brain is used to a lot of like the aggro decks I play, and I just wonder if developing Ornn was just better. And maybe even just bringing the Poros in there to bring it to 11 might. We'll see if that was the play. What is she at? She becomes the 4. Monkey's at 3. So that's 7 at the minimum. Taps 1, recycles 1. Oh, he's floating 1. Okay, yep, he's floating 1. Girl goes to 5. So 8 to 7. Here, I should have just brought in 1 Poro, maybe, to bring it to 9. No, not 9. I should bring in 2. Probably 2. I take out the movement girl. I don't want him to draw, but also she has all the equipment. So now they get detached, and he's at 7 here. Yep, and he's attempting to go for a holding win. And then I tell him, hey, units can't be played here, so he just goes and tries to hold elsewhere. And what we need here is a Watcher. The almighty Watcher to swing for game. Yeah, Watcher can take care of the left battlefield, Poro can take care of the right battlefield after the -3. And I think he knows that that's what I need to hit. He readies 2 runes for the Aphelios equip. He should equip Bone Shiver. He taps 5, brings in Jax. Taps 1, and should tap an orange. He forgot. Oh yeah, he decides to buff from the Aphelios after the equip. He should be recycling 2 here, but I think he knows that this is going for game. And we did not draw into the Watcher. So overall, GG's to my opponent though. It was a 6 to 7. Very back and forth. I just couldn't match up with them, but overall their combos and choices they were making were top notch, and just GG's overall. Makes me want to play Jax, if anything. Like, what a neat deck. So that was the gameplay footage. After that match, I went ahead and made some edits. Edits are in my deck list comments that you can see, and then you see the deck building video. And those edits were to Poro Snacks, and there's no console to pass. And I added 2 Poro Snacks and took out another charm. I think we want to find room for 1 more charm. It's either 1 more charm and 1 less drop order, or that's what I can think of when playing this. I'm never like super starving on gear, or sorry, on like power cost. So maybe it's just take out 2 gears, add 1 Poro Snacks, add 1 charm. And also, if you're like looking to play this in the future and don't want to pay for gear, then maybe that's the route you take, because gears are on the more expensive side. Additionally, seeing World Atlas Game 1 was like insane, and this is a no power cost. And I think we want a 3 of this maybe. So yeah, there's still room to make edits. That was just a quick deck building like portion I took on Ornn. Usually not my play style. So that was my basic take on Ornn. Let me know what you think. Feel free to check out the deck building video, the other gameplay footage on TCG Arena. Additionally, feel free to comment down below what you think about the pieces we put together. If you disagree or agree with certain spells, units, etc. How are you playing Ornn? Are you playing the ramp version? Are you, not going for the wombo combo with Spell Songer? Are you including him as a spell slinging version with the death cap? Like, there's so many cool ways to build him in all these legends. In the future, I think we're gonna be trying to play set one legend, but with new toys, as they say. So, new equipment for characters like Yasuo. Or if you guys think we should stick with set two for now, we can do that. I can also just go back and play some of the other legends that I've already played in set two that have been getting popular, like Azir or Lucian. Yeah, just let me know, and thanks for watching.